You know, when we hear about new species being discovered, we usually think it's just about the science. But deep in the rivers of Nagaland, a recent discovery of two new fish is so much more than that. It's actually a story about friendship, a final promise, and a legacy that's now literally written into the book of life. Let's dive in.
To really get what makes this so special, we have to start not with the fish or the data, but with a deeply personal request that really set this whole thing in motion.
And this quote right here, this is the heart of it all. It's a wish from a dying scientist to his research partner, and it turns what could have been just another scientific paper into this incredible act of friendship and remembrance.
So, let's meet the people at the center of our story. We have J. Pravinraj and Balaji Vijay Krishnan, the researchers who saw this through. And then there's their friend and collaborator, the late Professor Lin Limakum from Nagaland. It was his passion and ultimately his final wish that truly defined this discovery. Okay, so where did all this happen? Well, we're headed to a really remote and scientifically rich corner of India, a place where biological secrets are still hiding just beneath the surface of the water. Nagaland is what scientists get really excited about. They call it a biodiversity frontier, and for good reason. It's at this incredible crossroads where two massive ecological hotspots, the Eastern Himalaya and Indo-Burma, meet. That means it's just bursting with life. But here's the crazy part. Its freshwater fish have been a total mystery. I mean, think about it. The first real surveys were way back in the 1930s. For decades, we've barely scratched the surface. It's only now that we're starting to realize what's really been swimming in these waters all along. And it was right here, in this amazing understudied world, that the team found not just one, but two species totally new to science. So, let's meet them. Our first discovery is a true master of its environment. This is a creature that's perfectly, and I mean perfectly, adapted to life in the fast lane of a rocky river. Say hello to Glyptothorax sentimereni. It's a catfish built for the rapids, living in the Dikhu River. Now, what makes it unique are these tiny, sharp little serrations on its top fin and these folded surfaces on its bottom fins. But honestly, its real superpower, it's the incredible way it can just cling to rocks, even when the water is absolutely rushing by. So, how in the world does it get that grip? Well, it has this amazing thing called a thoracic adhesive apparatus. It's basically a built-in natural suction cup right on its chest. This is what lets it just lock itself onto rocks and not get swept away. It's a perfect little piece of evolutionary engineering made just for its home. Now, for the second discovery, get ready for a total 180. This one is a complete contrast to that tough, rugged catfish. It's a tiny, vibrant fish, like a little living jewel. And when I say tiny, I really mean it. This little guy measures just over 2.5 centimeters long. It's an absolute miniature marvel, something you could so easily overlook. And here it is, Oreichthys elianae, from a tributary of the Tsurang River. You can totally see why we'd call it a jewel, right? Those vivid red fins and that pop of black on its tail just make it stand out. Now, for the scientists, what really sealed the deal was its incomplete lateral line. That's a sensory organ that usually runs all the way down a fish's body, but on this one, it's super short. It's those tiny specific details that tell you you've found something brand new. So, we've met our two new species, but now we have to circle back to where this all began, because their names, sentimereni and elianae, well, that's the fulfillment of that final wish. You know, taxonomy, the whole science of naming things, can seem pretty dry and academic, but what happens when it becomes something more? In this case, it became the perfect way to keep a promise and create a tribute that will last forever. The tough little catfish, the one that holds on tight against the current, it was named Glyptothorax sentimereni in honor of Professor Limakum's son, Sentimeren. His memory is now a permanent part of the natural world his father loved so much. And that beautiful, vibrant little jewel of the stream, Oreichthys elianae, was named for Eliana, Limakum's daughter. With these two names, a father's love and a friend's promise are now etched into the records of science forever. And this quote from his wife, Esther Watanabe, just says it all. You can feel the pride. His passion for discovery was just relentless, and this whole story is a testament to a life dedicated to both science and his family. It's a legacy she hopes will inspire others for years to come. So let's zoom out a little bit. Beyond the beautiful personal story and the cool biology, what's the bigger picture here? What does a discovery like this really tell us? Well, This story is important for so many reasons. First, it just screams that places like Nagaland are still absolute treasure troves of life we know nothing about. It also proves that the best science happens when researchers team up with local experts who know the land. But I think most importantly, it shows us that science isn't some cold, sterile thing. It's driven by human passion, by friendship, and by dedication. And it reminds us that something as formal as naming a species can be one of the most human things you can do. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We often think of scientific discovery as this objective search for facts. But this story reminds us that behind every new species, there's often a human story. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other discoveries are out there, hidden in the wild, just waiting for the right friendship to bring them into the light?